Ready to master digital marketing and take your clinic to the next level? Whether you're a chiropractor, physical therapist, acupuncturist, or wellness practitioner, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Clinic Marketing Podcast, where we unlock the secrets to attracting more patients and growing your practice. From SEO and website design to social media strategies and the latest in AI, we bring you actionable tips to amplify your online presence, connect with your ideal audience, and outshine the competition. Tune in to stay ahead of the curve and outshine your competition.
Hey there, it's Darcy Sullivan from Propel Marketing and Design, and you're listening to the Clinic Marketing Podcast with bite-sized strategies to grow your clinic's visibility online and book more new patients. Today, we're tackling a hot topic, AI-generated content. Generative tools are incredible time savers, but if you copy and paste drafts straight to your website, you can actually hurt your rankings and trust. In this short episode, you'll learn why Google flags low-quality AI content, why patients can sense the roboticness of the writing and will bounce away from your website, leaving your website as soon as they get there, and 5 steps you can take to humanize AI drafts you already have without burning through hours and hours of time. So grab a cup of coffee, protein shake, or a glass of wine, and let's dive in. Officially, there's nothing in Google's guidelines that bans AI outright. What Google hates is scaled, unoriginal, or unhelpful content. Here are 3 red flags that Google will perceive if you use AI in the wrong way. Lack of EEAT, that's experience, expertise, authority, and trust. If your article or webpage reads like a Wikipedia matchup with no firsthand perspective, Google downgrades it. Health topics are especially sensitive because of the effects of well-being on people. That's red flag 1. Red flag 2 is duplicate language and patterns. I don't know how much you've played around with AI tools like ChatGPT, but you'll often sense this fingerprint type spamish repetitiveness. We see this all the time. Let's say a chiropractor goes to an AI tool and asks it just flat out to write a blog post about how chiropractic care can help with neck pain. And it spits out something very vague and generic. And then they ask, how can chiropractic care help with back pain? And all it does is take the neck pain word out and sub it in for back pain. And it's very similar, very generic, and very repetitive without any value add at all. And that's a major red flag. Red flag 3, scaled content abuse. This is when people go in and they publish like 100 nearly identical posts, like chiropractic care in city A, chiropractic care in city B, chiropractic care in city C. It triggers the latest spam policy, and you really want to avoid that. I really hope nobody listening has tried that. If so, please, please, please do not do that. Here's a big takeaway from this. AI itself is not the problem. Lazy implementation of AI is the problem. And it's not just Google that hates this lazy AI content. It's your potential patients as well. People can spot this robot text within seconds. The 3 normal turnoffs are it doesn't showcase any empathy. The content is just so bland and generic. And there are subtle inaccuracies. These all leave prospective patients abandoning your website and going to your competition. That is not what you want. So, I'm not saying ditch AI. But in fact, I am about to give you the 5-step framework for taking any of the AI garbage that you've already put on your website and cleaning it up. I hope you're ready for this. So, this is the 5-step human checklist that you can go through with the content you've already created that you have that's you used AI for. And it's human because we're going to go through the letters Human. And we're going to start with H. So H, the action is hone the brief. What does this mean? Feed the tool specifics, your targeted keyword, your patient persona, your clinic's voice, your preferred length. You. Use your experience. Again, AI can be very bland. You need to insert firsthand case examples, local examples, clinicians' quotes, anything you can do to transform it to provide it with your expertise. M, make it local. You want to make sure that it references neighborhoods, landmarks, or seasonal issues when appropriate. A, audit for accuracy and voice. Fact check the stats. Remove any medical jargon that just makes it sound like a medical report. You want to make sure that you put yourself in the head of your reader and that you read it out loud and it speaks the way that you consult. N, nurture trust signals. You can do this by adding an author bio, credentials, citing your sources, updating your content, and including an invitation to book. So again, that is human, Human. And spending 10 to 15 minutes going through some of your old posts, whether they were dedicated or driven by AI, or you just have some stale old posts. This is a great way to give them new life. Now, we're going to walk through a demo, but I do want to mention that you can visit the episode webpage where you can look at this in detail in case you forget what was human again. But let's walk through a quick demo. And again, I do not suggest that you rely solely on AI. Full stop. Do not just use AI. But if you are going to use this tool, we want to make sure that you humanize it. So let's go through an example. A bad example would be to go to AI or an AI tool and say, write an 800-word blog post about the benefits of cupping therapy. It's going to spit you out something raw and not related to your business. And it's going to talk about cupping therapy improves circulation. In conclusion, cupping therapy is beneficial, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now let's humanize it, taking that human, Human, framework and tweak it. You can tweak the prompt and tell AI, focus on athletes with shoulder pain. Mention we're in Austin, Texas. Write it in an encouraging tone. Aim for 3 subheaders. And maybe you give it some additional key bullet points that you want to include. And you want to give it as much information as possible. So that's H, hone. Now, I do want to mention that we have an episode on the proper way to form a blog post. It's the anatomy of a blog post, and we'll include it in the show notes. One of my favorite episodes, I have to say, because I noticed that a lot of AI produced content doesn't flow the way that you would necessarily want a post to flow from an SEO standpoint. So you should probably listen to that episode too and give it some directive on the flow that you want for a specific blog post. And that's another reason that we like using blog post templates. There was a blog post template episode we did too. I'll include that in the show notes. That's a good one. But let's keep going. So we did H, which was hone, U, which is use your expertise. Then in this, you would want to add real notes like our sports chiropractic care office sees 5 to 10 CrossFit athletes weekly for cupping, something that brings it to make it sound like it's not just AI driven, that it actually relates to you. M, make it local. Maybe you drop in a line about your clinic being near a specific park, or that there is a specific event that people come in before they're prepping for a, I don't know, maybe it's a triathlon that's specific to your area. Make it local. A, audit. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely audit. And maybe audit it a couple times. You can go back and forth with AI more than once. I suggest you never accept the first version that AI supplies you. So for A, you're going to audit, replace stupid stuff like in conclusion. And instead, this is one thing that we mention when we talk about the way to tie up and wrap up an email blast is to have a friendly CTA, call to action at the end. But you want to read through it. You want to make any edits that make it feel more like your voice and really read through it. Give AI feedback. Never take what it just spits out at you. And then N, nurture. You can add the bio of the person that wrote it if somebody assisted in writing it. You can add references for articles that are mentioned in it. And again, you can use that book now. The final post should really feel personal and accurate and specific to you in your area. There are additional quick fixes you can do too. Always run it through a grammar checker. We love Grammarly, and I'll include that link in the show notes as well. It's a free tool and it's amazing. It'll help you clean up the wording, and it's good to use a second source. So if you're using one AI source, then you can use something else. You can also rerun it through AI. Let's say that you've gone through the whole human 5-step process. You've edited it directly. Then you can say to the AI tool that you're using, paste it back in and say, clean this up and check it for any grammatical errors. You can layer in FAQs when it makes sense. Google loves structured questions and answers, and patients love them as well. So you can add those in, again, when it makes sense. Don't just do it because I said that it's a good thing to do. If it makes sense with that piece of content, consider doing it. Consider using photos that are authentic to your brand. Maybe they're shots from around your clinic versus just a generic stock photo. And if you are using stock photos, we've talked about this many times before, make sure that you have the permission to use that stock photo. Make sure that it's not the exact same stock photo that you see everywhere. Try to come up with something that's a little bit different. You want to use internal links. So let's just say you're talking, we'll go back to that cupping example. You would want to link to your service page about cupping because you're talking about cupping. Now, it doesn't stop there. You also then want to track your results to see if you are on track and if these changes that you've made to your AI content is improving it. And how do we do that? Well, we want to go through and make sure that you have Google Analytics set up on your website and you can see what happens. Are you seeing improvement from that blog post that you had written solely from AI now that you've gone through the process and cleaned it up? What is happening after 30 days? Are you getting more calls, more bookings, more clicks? Do people seem to be interested in the content? And if numbers improve, then your human edits worked. So here are some action steps you can take this week. One, identify the content that was just slapped on your website using AI tools. Run each of these things through that human checklist. Republish, if it's a blog post, with a new date, the updated date. And share one of the updated articles in your Google business profile, right under your Google post. Also, share it on social media. See if it gets more traction. And set a calendar reminder to review the metrics in about a month. See what's happening. See if your traffic has improved to that specific page or post because of these human improvements you've made. AI can be your fastest writing assistant, but it doesn't mean it's your best. You have to check for credibility. Use it wisely, polish with the human framework we talked about, and both Google and your patients will reward you. In the episode webpage and show notes, you'll find a copy of that human framework we talked about, along with tons of other resources. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Clinic Marketing Podcast. If this episode cleared up some AI confusion for you, please do share it with a colleague or drop us a line. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Until next time, keep tracking your actions, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Before you go, I've got something exciting to share. If you're ready to rank higher on Google and attract more patients, you're invited to a free workshop designed to help you dominate the first page of Google without spending a dime on ads. In this workshop, you'll learn proven SEO strategies to attract new patients, how to optimize your Google business profile for local search dominance, and the number one thing you can do today to boost your website performance in just 10 minutes. Plus, you'll receive a patient-centered SEO action plan, a free step-by-step guide to help you take action right away. Don't let your website fade into the background. Sign up now at propelyourcompany.com/learn. Again, that's propelyourcompany.com/learn. Spots are limited, so grab your seat today.